So let's speak to the Green Party now. Their co-leader Carla Denyer joins us. Very good morning to you. Thank you for your time this morning. Can I first ask you what you made of the announcement? It came as a surprise to many.
It did, although there was always the possibility this was going to happen. And I think it's clear that Sunak knows absolutely that the Tories are out at the next general election, and he's just trying to make the best of a bad situation. At the Greens, we've been saying it's long overdue to have a general election, so we welcome it, we're ready, we're excited, and we think that voters are excited too about the opportunity to vote for fresh new ideas, for a party that offers hope and action. We've just had a fantastic set of local election results, record-breaking again, the 5th consecutive set of substantially positive local election results for us. And so we're going into these general election feeling really grateful for the level of support we've had from voters across the country, and we're going to be working hard to get a handful of new Green MPs elected.
As you're well aware from previous elections, both local and national, it is not a given that a good result locally translates into a good general election campaign.
You're right, it's not a given. Local and general elections are different. However, I think we can look to similar situations overseas to see the direction of travel. I think so. For example, if you look at Canada, where the Green Party there was also on one MP for a couple of general elections in a row, but then in their most recent general elections they jumped up. They now also have a handful of Green MPs elected. I think that shows increasing level of awareness and motivation about environmental issues, but it also just shows that I think you know, targeting and the Green Party focusing its efforts in places where we have a good chance of winning bears out results. And so we are going to be focusing on a handful of seats where we've got a good chance of getting elected, including in my home city of Bristol. But at the same time, we're going to be making sure we stand candidates everywhere. We're aiming to stand a full slate across England and Wales. If so, that'll be the first time we've done so. We've already selected around 95% of those candidates. That means everyone across the country will have the chance to vote Green and send a message to Westminster that they want a party that offers hope and action.
Now, people will be well aware that at the moment you only have the one MP, that's Caroline Lucas, who's leaving Parliament. Just give us a sense that you say you're concentrating, I think it's on 4 seats in particular. Tell us a little more about those places and why concentrating there.
That's right. So there's a few locations across the country where we already have a large number of local councillors, and we have a good level of support from voters who want to see a Green MP elected in their area. So we're looking to defend the seat of Brighton Pavilion. That's Caroline Lucas's seat, with Sian Berry, who former London Assembly member and one of my predecessors as Green Party co-leader. And then over in on the Norfolk-Suffolk border in Waveney Valley, it's a brand new constituency. That's where my co-leader Adrian Ramsey is standing. That constituency contains the council of Mid-Suffolk, where Greens took overall control last year, and that council has since won the Council of the Year award. So that's a brilliant sign of how people are feeling about what Greens can get done in government. And then finally, in another rural seat of North Herefordshire, former Green MEP Ellie Chowns is standing. And although there's a variety in terms of who the incumbents are and whether it's a rural or urban area, what unites these places is that there's a strong, hard-working group of Green councillors already. So there's a lot of people who've already had the experience of voting Green at a local level, getting a Green elected, seeing how hard we work for them, and the fact that we're there, you know, asking the questions that nobody else asks, putting forward the proposals, the fresh ideas that the other parties just aren't bringing to the table. And we know from having thousands of conversations with people on doorsteps that there's a lot of appetite now for getting Greens elected at the next level of government.
Carla Denyer, you'll be well aware as co-leader of the Green Party of a familiar refrain from some politicians and indeed from some voters that voting for the Green Party in a general election is a wasted vote. If you want the party that you support to be in power, then don't vote for a minority party. How do you counter that?
I would simply say it's not a wasted vote. If you vote for the party whose policies you agree with, that is how democracy works. And to be honest, voters are, especially in places like Bristol, my home city, are telling us that they are disgusted, frankly, with the direction the Conservatives have been taking this country in over the last 14 years, but are feeling utterly uninspired by Keir Starmer's Labour Party, who they feel are reneging on their principles, U-turning on their policies every few weeks before they even get into power. And so as Labour and the Conservatives get closer and closer to one another on policies, it becomes more and more obvious to them that if they want to get politicians elected who can stand up for them and represent their values and their views in Westminster, then it's the Greens for them.
Carla Denyer, we appreciate your time this morning. Thank you very much. Carla Denyer is the co-leader of the Green Party.